Welcome back. Here we are. Big job ready to start here, and it's going to make a huge difference to this little cottage, and that is we're going to completely renovate the area around it. And we're also going to start working on the field below. We're going to start running drains in it. We're going to open the original gate into it. We're just going to make this site look an awful lot more pleasing and make it an awful lot more accessible. So the first thing I need to do here, I'm going to do it off camera because you see me actually doing this before. I'm going to disconnect our water that's running around the back of the house, because Jerry's going to be digging into this spot here and he's going to hit that pipe eventually, and I don't mind, it's an old piece of pipe. We're going to put brand new pipe in here. This is the original gate into this field here, and this gate was always opened. We closed it back a few years ago because on the far side of that, Jerry was in about 6 or 7 years ago, and we used to have an awful water used to come down here, and just this place here was just completely overgrown, all in there with briars and everything, inaccessible, just a swamp. So we opened up a shuck just behind there. That's actually the old gate, do you see it? It's a wrought iron gate, but we opened that drain the whole way down to the bog down below, and that dried that whole place up lovely. But anything we dug out of the drain, we just built it along here where the gate used to be. We didn't really need to have the gate here at that time. We were able to access it from our own hill above. But now we want to reopen this and do it correctly. It'll be very handy when we're going in with slurry, in with fertiliser. We don't have to go into our big hill and drive around the cottage anymore. It'll go straight in from the road, especially feeding calves, things like that. It'll make the thing much handier for us. Now this here, when we have this uncovered, you can still see an old blacksmith eye for a gate. There it is. Look at that. This is an old stone pier. It's not in great shape. I don't know what it's like down further. We won't destroy anything that has been built like that, because them things were built with a bit of pride back them times, and it took a long time probably for someone to build that. But that'll probably be opened next time you see it, because I'm going to give Jerry a kind of list of jobs to do while I'm making in the morning. He asked me to come over and meet him tonight. And also over here in this section, the side of the house where my auto mowers have done powerful work, we're going to raise this up a little bit. We're going to have the one level the whole way across. It'll look much nicer from the road when you're coming over, and when we put a nice fence the whole way around this property when it's done, everything will just look much better when it's level. Flat, I mean, not level. There'll be no level stuff around here because everything's either this way or that way. Well, technically it's the same, just depending on whatever way you look at it. Bit hard to film today because we're quite busy, a lot of stuff happening, and we've gravel coming as well. And the problem is with the lorry that's coming, he's having awful trouble trying to get the gravel dumped on the site, so he's having to actually dump it nearly on the road, drawing some of it up with the trailer, and we're throwing the rest of it up with the bucket of the digger. But anyway, you can see here in the back we have dug out probably enough of what we need for now. The architect has just been here and he says that's enough, you don't need to dig out any more for now. We probably have to grade this down a wee bit yet. We have to pull some of this back. I don't think it's deep enough. Jerry's going to come in and go with the level and have a proper look at it in a wee while, and then we're going to put some gravel. That's why we left a load sitting up there on the tractor that will just heel in here to the corner, the back corner, and that load will do half of this back street here. Now, for the first time ever, we can get a proper look at the back of it. It doesn't look any prettier. The new part of the house, if we do it the way we're thinking of doing it, will probably come out to about here, which leaves us still room to walk around. We'll talk about that bank after what we're going to do. We are going to grade it back, don't worry, it's not going to sit like that. But we're just trying to get to kind of a level and an idea of what the thing is going to kind of shape up like. Well, it's an awkward site, it's a very awkward site, but it's starting to look better now. Jerry's around the front of the minute, he's just pulling the gravel in off the road, and Sinead is on her way over now with tea. I'm going to go home and do my milking, and there's enough to do for now. He has loads of grading and stuff to do here, and loads of levelling and shores to dig down below while I'm milking, so plenty to keep him going. Then I'll come back, and anything left here that has to be graded back, we'll draw that away this evening. We've an area here that we're going to put some topsoil into. We're going to leave the street as big as possible for now, because we want to have room around here, especially around here, that we can put down bits and pieces of stuff that we need for building, blocks, timber, all that kind of stuff can be left on pallets here when the building does start. So we need to gravel all this area and leave a good decent sized street to be able to work on. Right, so I'm just back from milking, and I'm going to give you a tour of the whole thing, what the work was done later on, don't worry. But what Jerry's doing now, if I get this bag out of the way, you can see he's grading back the bankment behind the house. And we're just taking that away. He has a hole dug down there where he's lifted out some topsoil that we're going to draw away down to the lower field afterwards. But he's going to grade this bankment back just to leave it that there's a nice grade on it and nothing's going to be falling down. Because if you leave a big steep grade on it, well, it's going to look bad and you'll always get stuff falling down all the time. So it's just going to slope it. For about an hour or so we'll finish that, and then we're going to be drawing clay down to the field, and we'll be well on then, well on for the first day. A great amount of work done. We're just short a bit of stone. We were hoping our stone man would have come with more loads today, but we ordered 6, we got 4. So hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, he'll come with another 2 load. We'll see how that goes, but we really do need another load of shorn stone. Drain stone or clean stone, and we need another 2 load of shale. Right, so it's the next day, and sorry, my face is probably a bit swollen, my eyes are, and I kind of knew that. It said on the news there's going to be a high pollen count for this weekend, which I'd know it straight away. I don't suffer too much with sinuses, but they do get me. Dust as well, and there's a sight of dust about at the moment. Not causing me any bother. A few Panadols and away I go. Anyway, Jerry's yoke is parked up here just before we pass. Any of you guys are into your machinery, we all know there's a lot of yous. This is Jerry's 130. I have no idea what the LCN stands for. Jerry's always kind of run Hitachi as far as I knew him. In case you're wondering who Jerry is, well, he hung about me in school. There was a group of us at school, in the comprehensive school, secondary school, and we hung about there from probably the late end of first year right away to we're leaving the school. I think there were 6 or 7 of us. When Jerry left school, he went straight into this work. I remember the guy he worked with, and then done a good few years there, got the knowledge and the know-how, and then bought his own machine. He's been flying since. An animal to work. I'd say there's a lot of people out there on these machines, but the hours that guy puts in, it's just mesmerising, because he's here in the mornings before 7 and he's gone. Could be 9, could be 10 o'clock at night. He's known locally around here as being a great man on the machine, and that he is. Anyway, what we have here is our site. It's looking, getting there. It's definitely getting there. This bankment was a great job to put a long slope on it like that. We got a good shale here from a local quarry. I love this stuff versus that blue stone. This bed's in lovely. Underneath the tracks of the machine, it's nearly like concrete to walk on. And we're not going to put any dust or anything on top of it. It doesn't need it. If it had been the rougher stuff, we would put 804 and a bit of blinding on top of that, just to get rid of them big stones from punching your tyres. But here, no, we're not going to do it. It'll be a waste, because we'll be end up digging here anyway, digging out this back wall. We'll be probably putting a little wall across here as well. I'm thinking maybe 3 foot high. Something that you could just sit on. that kind of way, and then maybe having a nice shrubbed area at the back. I kind of have it pictured in my head, probably change a million times, but it is pictured. This is the load that came yesterday evening late, so he's gonna finish that out, make a good decent street with that now tomorrow morning when he comes. Over here where Thunderbird 2 is sitting, we have topsoil up there. Here where you're looking is where we put all of the channel that came underneath. So what he done here in this area, this was a real awkward spot. This plot would have been part of the house when we bought it, just from that ESB pole over to that drinker, if you can see it in the distance, right around, wrapped around the house. That was all part of this plot, so it was always very, very rough up and down, and that ESB pole's in an awkward spot, but it's there. The bottom of that's well built up now, riz up, so that the whole site itself, now the quad's kind of in the way there, but the whole site is a lot more level the whole way across. When he gets that gridded tomorrow, it'll look well. Well, I just put up some crime scene tape. I swear to God, he was fine when I left him. Anyone could walk in here, the black dark at night, and fall in there. I see 2 frogs that's falling in there. Oh, 3 of them actually trying to climb up the embankment at the minute. Not getting on so well. These are our test holes for our percolation or septic sewage system, or treatment system that we'll have to put in eventually. So a guy will come out here now and he will test that and go through it, and cha-ching, and the whole thing's done. Anyway, it's the following morning here, and Jerry is finished. I'm not going to bother showing you the bottom field, we'll leave that to a separate video, but I do want to show you the finished result here, and it is simply amazing how well it's done. You can't put it any other way. I hope the camera justifies how well it's done, but it's a cracking job. You can see the shale on the street is so well packed down, it's almost like a concrete street. It's as hard as iron to walk on. The embankment turned out really well. It's got a lovely gradient slope and nothing's going to be rolling down there. We put some grass seed on it, let grass grow back on it. We have a pipe here now at the back, so we run a new water pipe from that tree the whole way along the back. We decided to go that way rather than go across the front, because if we're ever running pipes or water mains, electrics, things like that along the front, we'd end up hitting a water pipe. So we put it behind the house, way out of the way, and the whole way around the far side of that ESB pole and down to our first water drinker. And we also put in another T-junction, which I have to hook up there yet. It's just left it uncovered, a wee pile of dirt up there where our T-joiner has to go. But we run a pipe from that to here, as you see on the ground, and I'll come up with a post driver. I'll drive a post here, a good solid post, and I'll put a tap on it, because you need water. No matter what you do here, you need water. So there'll be a tap there, which will be very, very handy. The house itself, you get a good look at it now. And I know from the last video, I'm reading through the comments, I haven't got back to people yet. I'm doing my best. It's very hard to keep up with the amount of work that I have to do, and it's late at night when I get in, but I will do my best to get back to most of you. I am reading them, of course. Definitely I'm reading them, but a lot of the comments was to tear it down. Another lot of the comments was fully agreeing with what my wife Sinead said, which probably was the best ideas in relation to windows and stuff. So she's as happy as Larry about that and smiling across at me at the dinner table. I told you I was right. But regard to tearing it down, which a lot of you said, I don't disagree with you to a certain extent. If you come along and tear this building down, just put up a brand new building, remove all and start from fresh, well, you don't qualify for a grant for starters, and we're still looking into that. Also, there's parts of it that doesn't need to be torn down. The front wall is absolutely fine. The back wall, it needs to come out. Of course it's coming out the whole way back to here. It'll be a new back wall, a new gable, it'll be a brand new roof. Most of it will be brand new, but another part of it as well is we're doing a restoration here, not a full new build. And I like these kind of projects, and to come in and demolish all before it, it'd be very, very easy done. That building would be gone in 30 minutes, gone. And when it's gone, it's gone. And I know you guys enjoy watching this series as it goes along and the restoration of it. A new build, well, new build is boring, and that's the way I look at it. It's quite boring. It's just nothing new, and we're not doing grand designs here. We're not trying to become project managers or any of that kind of crack. We're just trying to make the best of what we got, and we will. It already looks much better even from here, with the whole street raised up, and I'm standing here now and I'm not looking up at it anymore. I'm standing level with the girls are inside there messing about. You can hear them chickling and laughing. I'm right here. Our driveway turned out great as well, and so what I'll do is I'll get a post here. I have to do this right away and put a post down there, either the post driver or just by hand for now, and link this up to it and put a gate or something across here, because we can't leave that open like that. Cattle and everything would run up off the road into it, up onto the hill, tear the whole place asunder, so we have to close that up. Over here, the very same story, into the field. I'm not going to show you further in there. That's for another video. There's a lot of work done in there, but we need to put a gate on. I have a gate sitting up here at the quad that I'm going to try to see can I sit in this morning just for now. Our stone pier, yeah, it's leaning quite a bit. It's not as well built as I thought it would have been. If you look at it there, I see the leanness on it. I'm disappointed in that. I would have liked to have had a stead, so unfortunately I don't know what's going to happen with it. It's looking very much like that we'll probably have to either take it down, fully rebuild it, or just take it down and do away with it altogether. There's plenty of stone there, of course, but it's just in a very poor state. This definitely has to be taken down and rebuilt. For now, we'll get a post in. Even we have to put a post in tight along that. Just leave it there for now and get a gate hung. We need to definitely put a gate on here just to make things secure and just seal the whole place up. That's it. That's our project done for now. It's the first big stepping stone towards it. There went a lot of digging into this and a lot of drawing clay around and just a lot of moving of stuff, but I'm really happy. So thanks very much for watching. I'm going to take these girls home with me before they fall all over the place. They're picking up bits and pieces. There's loads of bottles and stuff. You got another one. The place is absolutely packed with old bottles. I've picked up old Lucozade bottles, probably from the 80s, 7-Up bottles, and any amount of horseshoes, any amount of them. So hopefully they'll bring us a bit of luck later on. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. See you next one. The first bit of rain we've had in nearly a month.